I remember when I first ever hit rock bottom, like I had nothing going for me. All I wanted was to find a way to get out. And through the process of me trying to find something to get out, I was working a sales job that wasn't really sales, it was more like outbound sales where I'd have to book meetings for this suit company through LinkedIn, and my job was to constantly cold outreach a bunch of different prospects that they gave me with the hopes that they would book a call and then they would get on the sales team and close them. Now, although I was very excited at the beginning of that job, I didn't really make enough money off of it to me so that I live a good life, which was kind of scary at the time because at the time I remember I would have fights with my mom about my future. And I thought that this job was going to be my ticket to success. Little did I know that it wasn't going to work out. So I went where everybody would start. I began on YouTube looking for an answer. I was like, dude, no way I'm going to keep doing this for the rest of my life. And I came across the magical video of Iman Gadji talking about the best business model to start 2022. I think it was the best business model to start in 2022. And I thought, like, oh my God, I should check that out. And I did. And I watched the entire video, sold on the idea that my ticket to success is social media marketing agency. Now, of course, at the time when I watched that video, I think it had about just over 1 million views. So in my head, I'm like, oh, of course, not everybody's gonna act on it, for sure. Everybody's just watching the video. I didn't really know at the time that the video that I was watching was a VSL for him to sell me on his course. So when I went to the website to see how much the course would cost, it was way out of my budget. Like, no way I could buy that. And all I wanted was to save up just enough money for me to buy that course. Because I was like, dude, if I get that course and I follow the steps, I am making money in no time. And then I remember one day I got a DM from someone telling me that they're selling Iman Gadji's course for $10. I was like, dude, what? How did you get it? And that's when I also found out that there are many different marketplaces who sell many of people's online courses for free and for a little amount of money. So of course, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I paid the $10. I thought I got scammed, but I didn't. He sent me a folder of everything in it. Now I know it's a bitch move for me to get the course for free, but come on, I had nothing at the time. So I check out the course, and I remember every day I was taking the course as if I was actually doing something. Like, I remember I had my notebook. It was actually like a journal next to me, and I set the days of what I'm gonna do when I wake up, which was to mainly continue my sales job and watch the entire course. And that's what I did for most of the time. And I began to follow the steps, and I began to do cold outreach. First, I picked up the business name, the email, I bought the domain, I made the website, yada, yada, yada. And then it came to the part of doing cold outreach. And that's when everything crumbled. For 6 months, I was doing the same thing, no result. And then I fell in different loopholes of going on YouTube. What's the perfect outreach strategy? What's the perfect cold DM? Should I switch niches? What the fuck should I do? That's what I kept doing for 6, 7, 8 months. Actually, maybe even longer than that, Jesus. And I thought that, oh my God, I'm just one DM away from success. Little did I know that everybody was doing the same thing. And every time I was watching different YouTube videos about what niche I should pick, I found out that I was going through the shiny object syndrome, where like every new thing that was popping up, I was taking it and trying to make something out of it. I didn't stick to one thing. So that's the problem that I had, was never sticking with one offer. What's the best cold outreach platform to do? I thought that email was the best place to go. But then I realized that, oh, there's Instagram, oh, there's LinkedIn, oh, there's Facebook. And I was doing the same thing. Instead of me focusing on one specific platform, I was on different places trying to do the same thing. And the only time I really had a break was really late at night, when I would call my friends. And we would sometimes play Minecraft. Come on, like, you gotta have a little bit of fun, okay? I'm not taking life too seriously. I'm gonna do my best, and it works out good. If it doesn't, it's fine. Okay, at least I tried. So I remember, like, every day I would do the same thing, cold outreach on multiple different places. And at the time I had about $100 and something in my bank account. Nothing too fancy. Like, nothing, it wasn't that much for me to risk it on ads or, try different things. So for 6, 7, 8, maybe even more months, I was just doing cold outreach, testing new offers, doing what everybody's doing. And bear in mind, my whole thing with making money online really started back in 2020 with dropshipping. Of course, everybody started with dropshipping. Like, the only time you really get to the making money online thing is when you get introduced to dropshipping. That's your start. It didn't really work out for me, and I didn't really care that much, because at the time when I got introduced to dropshipping, I'll be honest, I was doing pretty good in life. Everything was really handed to me. I didn't really worry about anything. But when I got to the hype of SMMA, I was at the lowest point of my life. Like, I needed anything. Even if I had to work with a client for $50, I will take it happily. I just needed to figure a way out. And then SMMA didn't really work out. One, because I got to a point where I was just not bothered to do outreach anymore. I wasn't fucked to do anything. And then I also got tired of switching niches all the time. I got tired of, oh, you should try this niche, try this offer, sell this service. And I was just testing everything out. And I got to a point where nothing isn't really working out. So then I got into the idea of coaching. I was like, dude, maybe I should give that a try. Bear in mind, at this time, I already tried many different things within the SMMA space that got me burnt out. So I wasn't really sure if I should pursue coaching / consulting, because by the end of the day, this is still the, shiny object syndrome, where you pick in new things that are trendy and you join in. I was like, I've got nothing to lose, but a lot to gain. So why not? I got into coaching, and what I really realized about coaching is that, one, no one gives a fuck about what you sell. No one cares about the offer, the service, or yada yada yada. You don't need to really do cold outreach. You don't need to really worry about any of that, because the offer revolves around you as a person. And that's something that I really liked, was that I didn't have to figure out which, chiropractor to, send a cold DM to sell my service. No, I'm selling me. Like, that's the best thing about it, is that the offer is me. It's my life's experience. So of course, after a couple of weeks of doing good work on what I want to sell, I finally came up with a solid offer that I could give to people. And it basically revolved around my entire life. And here's the best part. One, I liked what I was doing, because I was helping people solve problems that I went through in life. Two, I hit $10,000 in 1 month, which is the month of December, which is last month. That's kind of crazy. So you're telling me, for over a year and a half, I was doing outreach for a business model that I really didn't give a fuck about, because I don't want to just make money, man. I don't want to live my whole life chasing green bills. That's not what I want. I don't want a bunch of cars outside of my house. I don't need to buy a private jet. I just need financial stability. All I need is just to have the ability to give to my loved ones, and that's it, while enjoying what I'm doing. That's all I wanted. I don't really care about what's the newest offer to sell. And here's the thing, a lot of people at the time were saying, oh, you shouldn't do what you love. You know, doing what you love will keep you broke. Doing what you have passion for will keep you broke. You know, should be money driven. I'm not money driven. Money is abundant either way. Money is all around me. All I have to do is just find a simple way to collect it. That's it. Doesn't matter. And the problem is, many of the people that you watch online, they made the bulk of their money either selling you a $1,000 course or doing some shitty ass dirty money business. That's it. I remember I also got to a point where OnlyFans management was a thing, and it's still a thing, but when it first came into hype, I was like, dude, I should try this. And I remember I called my best friend up, and I was like, dude, because the whole online thing, it kind of started with me and my best friend, and then I kind of just kept going myself. I was telling him, I was like, dude, we should, do OnlyFans management. He was down for the whole thing. I kind of was, I was hyped because we can make a lot of money, but then I was, rethinking my choices, because that's not a good thing to do. Imagine, I make a lot of money with OnlyFans management. Bear in mind, that's dirty money, so God's blessing is out the window. This is not God blessing me. Imagine one day I walk into my mom's room, like, Mom, here's a new phone. Oh, how did you get that, son? Well, it would kind of, be hard to explain to her what I do. I would have to come up with this bullshit idea of what I should do. And I scrapped the idea. I was like, what the fuck am I saying? We're not going to do that. And then my best friend also came to realize, dude, you're right. What are we thinking of? We're not doing OnlyFans management. What the fuck is this bullshit? And then I finally settled on with coaching. And that's the best decision that I've ever made. Really. And now I get to do what I actually want to do, not what some online guru is telling me to do. I'm not following the newest business model. That's not what I'm doing here. I don't wake up and be at the gym by 4:15 so then I can get to my desk by 5:30. I don't do that. I don't take cold showers every day. I don't read a book a week. I don't listen to a podcast while taking a shower. I don't do any of that, because you don't have to do any of that. You don't need to have the perfect routine. You don't need to be on the newest business model for you to make money. You just need to be you. That's what I realized. I need to be me. If I want to read a book, I'll take my time reading a book. If I want to listen to it instead, I will listen to the book. I don't wake up at 4 a.m. Sometimes I wake up at noon. But what matters is, what do I do when I'm awake? That's what matters. You could sleep for as long as you want, but if you take the right steps when you're awake, you'll be completely fine. And that is what got me to the success that I was looking for at the time when I had nothing. I'm not saying I am anywhere near where I want to be, because I'm not. Let's be honest. But I am somewhere better. I am much, much better than I was before, financially and mentally. Now, I'm not gonna settle for just $10,000 a month, because I have big goals that I want to achieve. And it's not to flash around money, but it's to be able to give to every single family member of mine. Mom, brother. Honestly, the main reason why I'm doing this whole thing is because of my mom and my brother. I've got no other choice. They rely on me, and that is it. That's simply it. They rely on me, and I have to prove to them that I can do it, and I will do it. That's also another thing, is that although I'm making good money, I am tight with money. When I mean tight, you won't see me take all of my money and flash it around. You won't see me, show up in front of my family members, tell them, oh, look at me, I'm better than you. Bear in mind, here's a fact, my family members have no fucking idea that I do any of this. They have no idea, because I don't show it. I don't need to prove to people, like, look at me, I'm doing great, I'm the best. I don't need to do any of that. I'm not full of shit. I'm doing it just to provide for my mom and my brother and to give me a peace of mind for once in my life. That's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for anything else. Like, when I buy something, I make it look like that I've saved up to buy it. I keep everything a secret. From family, even friends have no idea what I do. Perhaps soon they'll figure out, because I don't know if you watched last video, I said that I have a lot of big and sad news coming up, which is I'll be out of my home country by May. For many reasons that I cannot get into right now. But do you think I'm getting my own place? Of course not. I am not getting my own place. I'm not spending a single dime on an apartment till I'm making maybe 100 grand a month or more. That's the only time I'll get an apartment. Where will I stay? My best friend's house. That's what I'm staying. I'm crashing at my best friend's house, although I am making $10,000 a month. There are much bigger priorities that people need to have. People shouldn't focus on the news trend or the best business model to start. The only thing they should focus on is, what do I want to do and what do I want to give to my family? That's it. You get those two things in check, you're good for life. Also, another thing, I remember I was speaking to my friend about a topic that revolves around religion, because, you know, me and my friends could talk for days. Okay, maybe days is too much. We can talk for hours. 6 hours, phone calls, non-stop. We yap it out. And I was talking to him about how grateful I am for where I've come in life. He still doesn't know what I do. But I was telling him that I'm in a much better place than I was 8 months ago, a year ago. And in the conversation, I told him, I was like, honestly, the only thing that really got me to success was believing that God will give me what I want. That's it. Many people nowadays, they worship the people they watch online. They believe in the people they watch online more than they believe in God. That's fucked up. They think that these people are like some prophets that God sent down to help them escape the matrix. That's a bunch of bullshit. And you see many people listen to them and they will call some religious guy stupid. What does that even mean? They all talk about, oh, look at us. We're gonna make a lot of money, escape the matrix, and buy a bunch of Lambos and have a bunch of women around us, because apparently to them, that's the definition of success. That's far from the truth. If you think that just because you made a lot of money in life, you succeeded, I've got some bad news. That's not how life works. The moment success comes into place and you take God out of the equation, you've never even started your pathway to success. You didn't even try. And that is why I would always say that no matter what I do, I'll always try and keep the devil off of my shoulder. This is why I did not pursue OnlyFans management, because I would know that this is not God blessing me. This is just the devil telling me, take, have fun. You know, this is God's blessing. This is not God's blessing. This is not God's grace. This is why I'm not flashing my money around, because I don't want people to feel shitty about themselves. There's nothing wrong with being a peasant. There's nothing wrong with helping a peasant. There's nothing wrong with, having a nice, normal job. If they're happy, then who am I to tell them that, oh, you're a brokey, get on my level? I don't walk around in front of my family acting like I'm the shit. No, because God can put me back in my place just like that with a snap of a finger, and I wouldn't even notice. It would happen so instantly that I wouldn't even know it happened. So that's why I always try and humble myself. We're nothing, okay? We're nothing. From dust we come, and to dust we become when we die. That's simply it. We're not gods. We're not prophets. God did not make us that special to show off and act like we can conquer the world. We're not. We're not emperors. We're not kings. We're just men and women. Simply easy. That's it. And this is why I don't take life that seriously. And I don't listen to the fluff. Because if I can do what I want to do in life, whilst maintaining my good relationship with God, I've made it. I've made it. Even if from now on, I stay below 10K a month, or I end up only making 5K a month, it will still be a blessing from God. I cannot say anything. God gave me this, I'll happily take it. Thank you so much. Do you need women? No thanks. Do you need a bunch of cars? No thanks. Maybe one car, actually. To be honest, I do want a Porsche. I do want a Porsche. But back to it. I don't want anything else. If I can put a smile on my family's face and tell God, like, thank you for what you gave me, and have God's grace actually be upon me, I'm happy, man. I don't need anything else. Don't listen to anyone who tell you otherwise. Don't listen to anyone who tell you that I'm here to help you escape the matrix. That is all what I want to do. You really think that everybody out of nowhere is going to start buying yachts and having a bunch of women around them? Do you really think that everybody's going to start making $1 million in 1 month? No. Nobody, actually not even half of the people are going to start making 10K a month. That's not how life works. You cannot do what other person is doing. You cannot do what same thing they're doing. If everybody out there is doing dropshipping and SMMA, and affiliate marketing, and AI, do you really think everybody will be rich? The market will become so saturated to the point everybody ends up working a 9 to 5. Another thing is that people try to challenge the system. Why challenge the system? Why? What the fuck is the point of challenging the system? Do you really think we're above the system? Now, I don't know about you, but I read God's books. I'm not saying I read it all the time. I'm not saying that I know it from A to Z, but I read texts. And if you've read your Bible, your Quran, it doesn't matter what religious books you read, as long as it falls under the Abrahamic religion, you know that all of this is meant to happen. And it's clearly stated in those religious books that all of this is supposed to happen. All of it's supposed to happen. And we have no way of changing it. We have no way of stopping it. Because that is God's plan. God already knows what's going to happen till the end times. But what matters is, what are you going to do between that time to live a life that's worth living and it makes God happy? That's what matters. Doesn't matter anything else. Life is simple when you choose it simple. Life is simple when you decide to cut all the non-distraction bullshit noise outside. Pick one thing you want to do in life. Pick whatever you want to have passion for. Pick whatever your creative mind wants to do. And you do it. And you stick with it and you will succeed in it. That is it. You don't need to make $1 million a month. You don't need to make $100,000 a month. What you need to do is make just enough money to make your parents happy and to make yourself happy, and that's it. That is all you need. Get out there, do what you want. Don't follow the trends. Just do what you want. Don't listen to whatever bullshit advice you hear from a guy online. Sure, there are some people that you should listen to, but the moment you see someone trying to sell you lifestyle, do not listen to them. That is what I did. I knew that the person who's trying to sell me a lifestyle is just making a quick buck off of me. That is it. He's trying to make a quick dollar off of me. And it only benefits him, it doesn't benefit me. Because when you stack up all the people who are sold on the lifestyle of having a bunch of women around them, a bunch of cars, and tens of millions of dollars in the bank. When they're sold that lifestyle, trust me, he's gonna make more money than all of these people combined in their lifetime. Because just that's how it works. Everybody is sold on the idea that this is escaping the matrix. This is the only way to live a fulfilling life. That is the only way to live a shitty ass life. I don't need your life. Thank you so much. I don't need that. I want to be me. I want to get my priorities straight. Sure, if I make it big enough, one, I'm not gonna flash my lifestyle around, because that's just, you're making people feel like shit. You'd be surprised how many people commit suicide just because they feel unworthy about anything. Do you think that God doesn't want me to succeed? And then one, they get away from God, and two, they fall in this stressful, anxious, depressed state of mind because they think that they're a piece of shits. They think they're a bunch of dickheads who have no chance in life because they're sold that the only way to succeed is by doing what they do. No, thank you. I'm gonna do what I want to do. If a lawyer makes just enough money to make good investments in life, and he has a good investment portfolio, he's already won. He's a lawyer who has a bunch of investments. Same thing goes with a doctor. Same thing goes with an art guy. Doesn't matter what the fuck you work, as long as you make the right choices with your money, you'll be financially free. And you'll realize how much peace of mind you'll have than if you would, go around and try and make 10 million a month. You'd be so peaceful. You'd be so happy. The only thing you would have left is really just raise a good family and dedicate your life to God. That's it. Many people would call me out and be like, oh, dude, you're just comfortable. That's it. You're making 10K and you're already chilling. I'm not saying that I'm going to stop at 10K, but worst comes to worst and I stay stuck at 10K or at 5K, thank you. I'm happy. I can still get my mom a good apartment in our home country. I can still pay my brother's tuition. I can still buy a new phone and a laptop if I wanted to. I can lease a car. I'm good, thank you. Sure, I cannot fly a private jet, but it doesn't matter. Just get your priorities right, man. Stop listening to the fluff. Don't listen to the fluff. Listen to yourself. Try to listen to what God has already said more than what people are trying to tell you to do online. Do that instead. Maybe you will actually for once find success and a peace of mind in life. Just for once in your life. Try and do that. Life is good. And life will always reward whoever believes that God has already packaged their good to them. So they don't need to worry about anything. Don't stress too much. Don't worry too much. Everything will be okay. Don't try and set the bar too high just yet. Try and set the bar low so you can prove to yourself that you can actually do it. And go do what you want to do. Not what other people are telling you to go and do. That's it. I hope you enjoyed today's talk. There's no fancy editing. It's just me chatting with you like two best friends. And I hope I see you in the next video. You can go ahead and leave a comment, a sub, a like if you wanted to. You're not forced. Peace out. I love you.